You just boarded the ship. You're incredibly hungry. Starving, actually. But you're in luck. The buffet looks perfect. Every type of food you can imagine is right in front of you. You grab a plate, pick up your fork and knife, and just as you're about to dig in, we step in and grab your hand. Suddenly, you wake up. That was a strange little nightmare. But you know what's worse? Making one of the dozen buffet mistakes that can ruin your cruise in real life. From unsanitary habits to badly timed meals, most passengers mess up without even realizing it. Today, we're breaking down 12 cruise buffet mistakes you need to avoid if you want your trip to go smoothly. Let's start with mistake number 12, rushing to the buffet right after boarding. You just got on the ship, and you can feel the excitement. Your stomach is growling. But here's the thing. Buffets on departure day are a totally different story. There are thousands of people eager to get their first plate of food, which leads to long lines, antsy families, and few or no tables available. You can tell that other people are hungry too. It looks like the buffet is like a Black Friday sale at Costco, but instead of gadgets on sale, people are fighting over pizza and mac and cheese. Check the main dining room to see if it's open if you want a quiet lunch with better food and no noise. You could also check out the pizza table or pool grill for a much calmer time. The best part? It's even better that you can eat by yourself and not have to deal with other people or noise. Starting your trip in peace and quiet without the chaos of the buffet sets the tone for the rest of it. You came to have fun, not to be stressed out and busy right away. Don't make the same mistake again after you've already dodged that buffet mess. Mistake number 11, loading up your plate like it's the only meal you'll get. It's easy to get carried away when everything at the buffet looks good. You see fried chicken, pasta, prawn cocktail, a dozen sauces, and 3 different potato dishes. It's tempting to grab it all in one go. But loading your plate with too much food right away usually leads to waste, discomfort, and missing out on better options later. Start with a smaller round. Choose a few items that genuinely appeal to you. Once you've tasted those, you'll know what's worth getting more of. This keeps the meal enjoyable without turning it into a chore. It also helps you avoid that sluggish, overstuffed feeling that creeps in when you've tried to sample everything at once. Taking it slow gives you more control and makes the food taste better. You're not rushing, you're not overeating out of panic, and you're not stuck with something you don't like. Small plates, a steady pace, and a bit of patience go a long way toward making the buffet one of the best parts of the trip instead of a regret halfway through the day. Mistake number 10, skipping the hand sanitizer and hoping for the best. A lot of people at the table use the same forks, spoons, and plates. You don't want to risk bringing germs back to your cabin, or even worse, getting sick on the way back. But so many people don't even notice the hand sanitizer machines and walk right by them. One helpful tip is to wash your hands with soap and water before touching any food or tools. Take this small step to avoid a big health problem down the road. Now that we've talked about how to keep things clean, let's talk about how to avoid the next big mistake. Mistake number 9. Stopping at the first station and missing the good stuff. It's possible for buffet setups to trick you. What you think is just another salad station could be hiding your dream taco bar. Around the edges or behind the main spread, many ship buffets have specialty stations that are hard to find. What are you going to eat when there's sushi, fresh tacos, or a cutting station right around the corner? The answer is here. Walk around the table a few times before you start eating. See what's available at each stop. Buffet window shopping will help you see a lot of things that you might miss otherwise. You should explore different options at the restaurant. There's an Asian grill, a salad bar with toppings you didn't know existed, and a dessert area you didn't know about. Why does it matter? By looking at the whole spread, you can make smart choices and be sure not to miss any of the good stuff. Trust me, once you've checked out the buffet, you'll feel like you've reached a whole new level of ship dining. Mistake number 8, keeping food allergies to yourself. Even though food allergies can be very awful and even life-threatening, many tourists think that the buffet will be able to meet their needs. It's important to remember that cross-contamination is a real problem, especially at a buffet where the same tools are used for many foods. An allergic reaction that could be dangerous could happen because of a simple mistake. Before you get on the trip, make sure the company knows about any allergies you may have. If you want to make sure your meal is made safely on the ship, talk to a manager or the cook. People with allergies will usually have their own station or pre-made food choices, but you need to speak up to make sure you're safe. In a busy restaurant, a little extra work on your part can save you a lot of health problems in the long run. Hold on, because tip number 4 will resonate with you. Mistake number 7. Pretending the buffet doesn't have healthy options. Buffets make it easy to overdo it, especially when there's bacon, cake, and everything fried calling your name. But not everything on the buffet line is loaded with sugar or grease. You'll usually find grilled vegetables, fruit, and simple proteins right alongside the heavier dishes. It's worth mixing those in. You can still enjoy that piece of cake or scoop of mac and cheese, but pairing it with something lighter will make a big difference later. Eating this way won't weigh you down or leave you regretting your choices halfway through the trip. A few smart picks here and there can help you avoid that bloated, sluggish feeling that tends to hit by day 5. Cruise food is part of the experience, but feeling good after you eat it is what makes it worth it. Number 6. Acting like you're at a small-town buffet. Cutting in line, taking more than one plate, and taking over tables may seem like normal things to do at a buffet in your area, but they can really ruin everyone's experience on a cruise. Let's be honest, there's no room for bad manners at a buffet. You can't do whatever you want like you're in a small-town buffet. To be polite, remember that other people are hungry, stressed, and in a hurry to enjoy their food. Don't cut in line, don't block the whole station while you choose your sauces, and most importantly, don't leave your stuff on the table while you get seconds. People who are trying to find a seat are having a hard time, especially after eating. Be nice to the crew, don't throw away food, and please get a clean plate for your second serving. Just in case you're still not sure how to avoid the busiest times at the table, don't fret. Next, we'll show you the best way to skip the lines and have a great time at the table. Mistake number 5. Showing up right at peak hours and hoping for peace. Lunch around noon brings heavy crowds. Same goes for dinner at 6:30. Tables fill quickly and the noise builds fast. During peak hours, the buffet can feel more like a scramble than a meal, with people rushing from station to station and bumping into each other along the way. Plates crash, lines grow, and the stress takes over. Timing matters if you want to eat in peace. There's an easier way to deal with the buffet. Go early or wait until the rush clears out. When the doors first open, things are quieter, the tables are still free, and the food is fresh. Or come by a little later once the crowd is thinned. Either way, you'll skip the pushing, the noise, and the line of people fighting over salad tong. Same buffet, better experience. You can eat at your own pace, enjoy what's on your plate, and actually hear yourself think. That's what a cruise meal should feel like. Mistake number 4. Eating like someone's about to take your food away. When there's lots of tasty food around, it's easy to want to eat quickly, but that will only lead to stomach pain and sorrow. When your plates are full of pasta, salad, and sweets, all of a sudden, you feel like you have to eat everything like it's your last meal. You're not in a race, so slow down, soldier. If you want to enjoy each bite, don't rush through the spread. Enjoy the tastes and textures and get involved with the experience. The key is to eat slowly. It's a race, not a sprint. Enjoy the range, and don't think of each dish as something you have to finish before moving on to the next one. Eating slowly keeps you from getting fat or uncomfortable and helps your body digest food better. The spread will be much more fun for you too. If you take your time, you'll find secret gems like the rotating chocolate mousse or those delicious prawn cocktails that you would miss if you were in a hurry. Want the fun to keep going? Next, we'll talk about the very important mistake of wearing wet swimwear to the table. Mistake number 3. Walking in soaking wet from the pool. There are dress rules on cruise ships for a reason. No one wants to see you drop pool water on the food. After a refreshing swim, the last thing on your mind is changing. But here's the truth. It's a buffet faux pas to show up in a wet swimsuit. Buffets on cruise ships are public places, so it's important to keep the eating area clean. It's not only bad manners to walk into a restaurant dripping with water, but it can also be dirty, especially in areas where food is being served. Check to see if you're dry and dressed right before you go to the table. It's enough to wear a simple shirt or cover-up until you dry off. It's not about looking fancy, it's about keeping things clean and being kind to the other guests. It's better and more pleasant for everyone when you're dry and covered. No one wants to eat while the pool water is rushing around. Also, cruise lines often have rules about what people should wear in dining places, so changing quickly will keep you from getting into any trouble. Next, we're going to talk about whether you should or shouldn't eat those tempting treats. Watch out! Mistake number 2, skipping dessert because you're counting calories. You're on vacation, so calories don't matter, right? So why not try one of the delicious treats that cruise ships offer? At first, it might seem smart to skip dessert and stick to your diet. But trust me, the desserts are a fun part of the trip. Every treat, from rich chocolate cakes to smooth cheesecakes, is made to make your trip even better. Instead of skipping them, get a few small ones to share with your friends. That way, you can try a bunch of different sweets without eating too much. Plus, you can try all the flavors without feeling like you've had too much. You should treat yourself sometimes on vacation, and if you don't eat dessert, you'll miss out on one of the best parts of the ship. Plus, you might find your new favorite sweet treat, so you won't regret it. Trust me, once you taste that perfect chocolate mousse, you won't think about those extra calories. But make sure you're not skipping your meds if you're diabetic. And finally, this is the tip you've been waiting for. Mistake number 1, forgetting to grab a drink before you sit down. How many times have you stuffed your face only to find that you're thirsty? Even though there's a lot of food in front of you, you wish you had something to wash it down. Get a drink before you start eating at the table to avoid making that mistake. It doesn't matter if you have water, iced tea, or something a little harder. A drink that cools you down does the trick. Imagine that you're at a table with lots of tasty food on your plate, but you're thirsty and need to find your way around while holding a drink. Not fun, right? You'll enjoy your meal more if you get your drink before you start putting food on your plate. You won't have to go back and forth between the food and drink stands as much if you have a cold drink ready. You need something to wash down your food after a meal. And believe me, there's nothing worse than sitting down to eat lasagna and realizing you forgot to drink water first. A drink goes well with your food and makes the whole experience better. Also, it's easier to enjoy each sip when you don't have to worry about where to put your drink after you've filled your plate. That wraps up the 12 cruise buffet mistakes that catch most passengers off guard. With a few smart choices, you can skip the chaos and actually enjoy your meals. If this helped you dodge a buffet disaster, like, subscribe, and share your own cruise food tips in the comments. And if you know someone heading out to sea, send this their way. Until next time, cruise smart, eat well, and skip the mess.